Hello everyone, I am Diesel24, and welcome back to Reverses, a show we pit two characters from different universes and see who will win a battle between a big research fight. Today we are playing two hunters from different universes, between a future elected hunter up against a Goblin Slayer, to be honest. I couldn't come up with our nicknames, but today's episode we have the Predator versus the Goblin Slayer. I couldn't find a real name, so basically I'm going to refer him as Goblin Slayer. Now I'm even going to use a full composite version of Predator because there's no single one, so I pretty much combine it. With that said, let's just begin. Now to know about the Predator, we had to look back to his race, that means Yogo Kanta. Now throughout the universe, especially with crossovers such as Batman, Superman, and based on a full canon one, that being with the aliens. But with the origin of it, it's pretty much come down to is the Predator's own race. You see, the Yamchas, or Yancha, or how you pronounce it, are commonly known to be as hunters, or predators to be precise. They are a race of warriors and hunters that travel around the galaxy for seeking a dangerous challenge, where for hunt for sport and honor. To put it simply, they're looking for a challenge. Seriously, they're just looking for a challenge, and it definitely shows. The Predators are definitely distinguished from others. Hell, there's been a lot of different characters as well as different crossovers, and there are some fights in their own universe, like say, face off with ton of vicious aliens, exomorphs, face off with Arnold on Terminator, or even this guy, some kind of drug lord at best. Yeah, the 90s are pretty weird at these times. As for Goblin Slayer, now I'm not going to refer to any image from his year one because the whole entire series is brutal. And such, let's start out with the race and why Goblin Hunter existed. The Goblins and the Goblin Slayer universe are just creatures that are there to sexually assault any women or even kill, or both at the same time invade village at best. One day, his best friend, Cowgirl, and no, I cannot find a real name for her, actually went out of town and facing out left. With Go, and spoiler, she survived. However, his bitch was under attack. If it weren't for this guy, I think at this point, I think he's a goblin or human. Put a comment section, I get this wrong. Actually, say him. He trained the boy, and 5 years later, and especially to today, he pretty much learned anything in his sight. And so, therefore, the Goblin Slayer was born. He will kill any goblin that did anything to threaten the villages, or just plain slaughter for cash and money, or pretty much defend people who are really hurt by them. With that said, what are they capable of? Well, Predator, as a hunter slash warrior, is very skilled and definitely show a great strength. That includes one of the clan leaders managed to overpower exomorphs. And plus, well, each player actually pretty strong, and even managed to rip out a human skull. Though I think I'm starting to think they have a fetish to any skulls they go charged to. But yeah, there are skilled hunters and skilled combatants, including martial arts. But they know hunters and warriors without equipment. Their biomass actually grants them to see multiple modes to hunt down their prey. That includes X-ray as well as EM vision. And that's pretty much the start. There are others, such as say a clunking device, where most useful tools in combat, where the predators are pretty much used to stay in health, as well as stay hidden. As well, their useful and variable tool, the risk gauntlet, where they can activate some of their gear, especially self-destruct. And knowing that, each one and beyond each version also have wrist blades, where wrist blades are mostly used to, let's say, cut through a stone, as well are a few. There's also the self-destruction with destroying, as well the power gauntlet, the power punch, where combined with the plasma cannon, it can able to destroy pretty much a hole in the street, as well as main view, and with the plaster caster I stated, can't able to disintegrate anything at a site at about 100 million degrees at best. And surprisingly, there's also a few more, like a plasma pistol, the wrist blade, oh I already said that, smart discs, and with some more. As for Goblin Slayer, he have been a really skilled one. For starters, he's a skilled strategist. When it comes to towering any foe, melee goblins, he can able to outcarry them or even destroy their prey. And he's a master combatant, considering that he did spend years to become an adventurer, as well pretty much shown with experience mainly towards goblins. And he also surprised an enchanted sense, if I can correctly to be honest, where he is spying a potential ambush. But his most lethal one he can prove is his arsenal. For starters, his armor. It's just a set of armor with metal plates, a helmet that constructs his face, leather and chainmail, as well as his small sword, where, well, it's a sword. It's his short sword that easily cut, carry, and wield. There's other arsenal I could state here, like say a stun grenade, smoke grenades, daggers, longbow, and so on. But I think in this most case, his most trusty useful are some equipment, that being say gasoline to use during fire, explosions, as well as some potions such as healing potion or stamina potion, where stamina potion restores his stamina and his health potion pretty much restoring healing any parts of the body. Although his most powerful one, I think this far, is his gauntlet, is his gate scroll. With it, he can able to use it with tons of ease, which I'm gonna later state in the stats. But this thing is pretty powerful, although it mostly used as a key to open the gates on the water, but that's for another story. And plus with it, he pretty much used it, he mostly used it as a last resort, much like the self-destruct. But even then, Goblin Slayer definitely have a lot of advantages on his side, especially over odds of other people. Seriously, name one time that he ever lose. But speaking of losing, both of them are not perfect. Mainly to Predator. Predator's equipment, as well as removing some biomass, can lack some measured traits. But despite of Predator's own tactics, they can be overconfident to themselves or to each other, even toying with their prey without mercy. Although there are some predators that do not do that, but basically there are some who are willing to do. Plus, they mostly rely on their technology than their own. And they also have sort of honor code, where they cannot fight anything, such as they cannot fight women unless they're armed, children, elderly, or even at best cannot fight any opponents unless they're not armed, unless they are tempted to go on one-on-one, as shown in the first Predator movie, As well with other few movies that's shown, well, I think except for 2018 Predator because everyone knows that is bad. Plus, they have little armor inside. And despite all their wins, there are some major losses, including to their race, and including to human beings like Arnold and a cop. I got that insane. And Goblin Slayer have his own flaws, even though he is skilled, but is mostly completely bound to killing goblins. Not bad, but it's his greatest downfall, mainly due to the fact he's oversensitive to killing all goblins. He mostly become much more arrogant, as well with killing others and doing what he wants. Plus, he pretty much, and outside of that, he's not bright outside the goblins in combat. He does lack understanding social norms as well as difficult emotion. After all, he is potentially has impotent with disorder of some kind. To put it simply, he has PTSD, if I get it wrong, just saying the fact he witnessed his whole entire village being killed or even, well, grave at best. But basic enough, to put it simply, Goblin Slayer is a great hunter and great slayer, and definitely a good one at best with goblins. But he definitely needs to get some mental health. Seriously, I think the guy really needs that. Despite all that, Goblin Slayer and Predator are definitely great at what they do best, hunting down their opponents. It definitely shows in this scenario. However, this is between these hunters. If I get any chance to win this episode, I think it's somewhat obvious should be towards the Predator. Okay, before you all state this, but Goblin Slayer had much more arsenal, and he had better skills when coming to no. Okay, but let me cover a few things. I did use a full-on composite Predator because, well, at best the Goblin Slayer series haven't ended yet, but it's definitely shown. I'll probably make an update pretty soon, but overall, at this meantime, Predator still holds the victory with good reasons. For starters, let's talk about speed. At best, with Predator's reaction speed, which could at best supersonic, where he get able to dodge 30 rounds of gunfire at best from a M16. At Goblin Slayer's speed best is at the same point, at best Mach 292 when point blank range. Although it's comparable if which one is much more superior, although I had to give it credit that I had to give the speed advantage to Goblin Slayer, but that's where it all ends with Goblin Slayer. Because most of the other feats and as well as stats are pretty much go to Predator. For starters, Liddy strength. At best, Goblin Slayer at best superhuman, where he able to couple to strongly a Goblin champion with a single piece of hair. As for Predator, while scaling to each other, it can manage to rip out a human skull with no problem. It can require 1 million newtons of force to literally take it out. And that's saying much. There's also other ways I could say about it, like say comparing to each other, such as in physical strength and equipment, as well as with durability, where at best, while Goblin Slayer has survived ton blows before, most of them are just minor hits. As for Predators, even with the strong versions, can't able to keep up with prey aliens, aka Exomorphs and Predators combined, and so forth. However, this battle was mostly come down to is their last resorts, the self-destruct and the gate scroll. The gate scroll is debatable, but at best it would go up somewhere creating a pool of bottom of the ocean, which required 3.46 kilograms kg of TNT. However, for Predator self-destruct, it's pretty much at best 43.02 kilotons of TNT, and that's on the low level, and the high end could be at best 84.6 kilotons of TNT, a far more superior last resort than Goblin Slayer's Gate Scroll. And before I state, while Goblin Slayer is a highly skilled Slayer with all good reasons? Well, let's think about it this way. Goblin Slayer is trained to killing out goblins, while predator to give sight, they live to fight as well, honored and much more high experience with different foes, from the like a soldier, aliens, or alien one at best. To put it simply, predators are pretty much known being the greatest hunters and warriors for good reasons. To put it simply, this fight was a huge stomp. If at best, overall, you could say that Predator did slay over this Slayer. The winner is Predator.